Welcome to another edition of Church Media Design TV, tips, tricks, and how-to for you, the church media designer. Well, I'm your host, Brad Zimmerman, and join with me, as always, it's the three wise men and Jesus. As you can tell, I'm still wearing the same sweater, so we're still doing our quick take episodes where we give you a quick tip, trick, or how-to during this January season where we are getting ready for our new season of CMD TV. So in these 5-minute-ish episodes, we're going to share with you a lot of cool stuff. If you want to stay in touch with what's going on with the new season and how we're getting ready for it, please hit us up on Twitter or twitter.com/CMDTV or AdamCMDTV, or hit us up with an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. So we're going to jump into a question that I get quite often about compression. Like, Brad, how do you get such a nice looking flash video, and how do you render out your video? So I'm just going to show you this real quick. I'm inside After Effects. This is where I usually compress everything out of. Even when I do editing inside of Premiere, I still jump into After Effects to do my final saving of the movie clip and video. So what we have here is this Galaxy side scrolling movie that I made here. And I have my render area selected, so I'm going to go to Composition, Make Movie. And down at the bottom, let me just drag this up for you. Down at the bottom here, we have our comp here, and we're going to say our output is lossless, and I'm actually going to change this from video for Windows, which is the standard on a Windows machine. It defaults to save out an AVI file. I choose to save out a QuickTime movie. So we have a QuickTime movie here. We have RGB. We have millions of colors. If we had alpha, we would want to do millions of colors plus, and we would need to make sure that our transparency button is toggled. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So we're going to pull this back up. So we're good with that. If we had audio in this, we would want to click audio output, and that's good for now. And then I'm just going to go here and I'm going to find, we're going to say not video for Windows. We're going to say QuickTime, and then we're going to go render this out to our desktop, and we'll just call that red, green, pre, hit save. And then we're going to hit the caps lock key as we render, because that will shut off the computer's preview so that there's no previewing of the video on the screen, so it will render faster. So our computer's currently rendering out these 685 frames. It's going to go pretty fast here. As soon as this is done, we're going to open this up in QuickTime. I'm going to show you how I compress this down to different formats. Our video finished rendering out. We rendered it to the desktop, and I've opened it up in the QuickTime player here. So now we're going to go down to File and Export, and now we can do a multitude of things, because you never want to use your uncompressed video inside of your media presentation software. It's just going to run slow. It can't handle running that large of a data rate. So for Pro Presenter on a Mac, we're going to use the option of a movie to MPEG-4. We're going to hit Options. We're going to say H.264. We're going to say about 2,000 kilobits per second is a really good size, and we're going to say 30 frames per second frame rate. We're going to keep the current image size. We're going to hit OK, and we would save that out. Now, if we're going to do flash video, we're going to do movie to flash video FLV. We'll do Options. And this is going to bring up a whole nother deal here. And what we want to do in here is we want to make sure we downsize this video, because we don't, flash video, you really don't want to get too large of an image, because that's where your data size starts getting really large. So what I would suggest is we actually crop and resize our video. We're going to resize this 800 by 450 video down to, let's say, 400 by 255, or let's do maybe 500 by 281. That's actually the size of our video on the website for CMD, which is a pretty good size. That's going to cut down our file size quite a bit. Then we're going to cut down our data rate to about 400K. Which is pretty high. We could actually cut that down a little bit more, but I try to keep it at about a half a meg. So we do 400K for video, and we do 96K for audio, which gets us right under half a meg data rate, which is not, or half a megabit data rate, which isn't too bad. And so we would save it out with those settings. We're using the Onto MP or VP6 Kodak. The Sorensen Spark Kodak is the older generation. This new generation of Kodak is a lot better. And then finally, if you need to render out for a Windows machine, you're going to want to render out as a WMV. And I actually use a program called Sorensen Squeeze to do this, but there are some free programs out there. Let me find you. I'm on a different account here. So where is Sorensen Media? Sorensen Squeeze. So we'll pull up Sorensen Squeeze for you real quick and show you how this works. So we'll just drag in our red pre, and then I'm going to pull up a WMV, and I'm going to apply the CD quality. Then I'm just going to mess and show you the settings real quick. So we have our video settings here. We're going to use the WM Video 9 codec. We're going to do 2 pass. Actually, we'll do 1 pass quality bit rate, so it's going to stay that bit rate the entire time. I'm going to do 1000 for the data rate. I'm going to keep this at 800 by 450 because, again, we want to keep up our data size. Our frame rate, we want to do 1:1 and keyframing 150 every 150 frames. And that will give you a really nice video at a small size. And again, you just need to mess with your settings to make sure you're coming out with the type and quality of video that you want to have for the size file that you want. So hopefully those are a couple ways for you to render out your videos and understand compression just a little bit better. So as for me and the 3 wise men and Jesus, we're saying stay in touch on Twitter, via email, via the website. Make sure you stay in touch in all of those ways. We got a new season coming. Get pumped, get excited. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get out of this sweater and step into a new year of CMD TV with you guys. So as for me, the 3 wise men and Jesus, we're saying see you later.